ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 8 चैप्टर 22 वर्स 10। इत्थं सनिश्चित्य पत्पितामहो महान् अगाध बोधो भवतः पादपद्मं ध्रुवं प्रपेदे ह्यकुतो भयं जनात् भीतस्वपक्षक्षपणस्य सत्तमा। My grandfather, the best of all men, who achieved unlimited knowledge and was worshipable for everyone, was afraid of the common men in this world. Being fully convinced of the substantiality offered by shelter at your lotus feet. Very, very nice word. Being fully convinced of the substantiality offered by shelter at your lotus feet. He took shelter of your lotus feet against the will of his father and demoniac friends who were killed by your own self. Saying that being fully convinced of the substantiality offered by shelter at your lotus feet. So, substantiality means that it's like full. Yeah, there's like nothing beyond types. Substantial, complete shelter afforded by your lotus feet. So he took shelter of your lotus feet, and we know how he took shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. It's very difficult to even imagine. I was just thinking that small things, we somehow feel that we are independent of Krishna. But great devotees, in practically every aspect of life, be it, I mean, for such devotees, there's nothing like a separate material life or spiritual life. It's all spiritual. And in every aspect of their life, naturally, they take shelter of Krishna. Uh, I mean, you can take like small instances. For example, I know of Matajis who generally in the morning, right, they're all very um, worked up, tensed up because they have to send their children to school on time, etc., etc. No, that even in under that in that pressure, like time pressure, we are working on something. It's very difficult to take shelter of Krishna. We have to be practical, but at the same time, we should be surrendered. But when we fail to take shelter, then we get tensed, agitated, as in parents shouting at their children, saying that how many times should I tell you, why can't you get ready on time, etc., etc., which basically means that we come down to a material platform. It's very difficult. That in every situation, circumstance, small, big is easier. Now, when it is big, it may be much easier to take shelter of Krishna. But even there, sometimes, for example, thoughts that keep coming. to my mind, which I have to keep trying because I rem- I think tend to think independent of Krishna. Uh, if, for example, if there's a health problem and there is a if one feels better by taking some medicine, now the first attribution actually we attribute to the doctor. Actually, the first attribution should go to Krishna, and then we should think about the doctor. Maybe the doctor is the immediate cause, but the actual cause is Krishna. But we don't think that way because we are trained to think very practically. Meaning, practically means externally. Immediate causes we recognize, but we don't recognize readily. And then we have to put effort saying that, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, no, 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 it's not the doctor, it's actually Krishna. And this is surrender. This is surrender. Full surrender means complete faith that it's only Krishna. That even if that doctor had to give some medicine, that intelligence to give that medicine was given by Krishna. Now, everything we have to be like Prahlad Maharaj didn't think too much. I mean, he simply took shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. And we might say, yeah, maybe very, very big problems, we will also take shelter. But no, when there are big problems, we'll possibly try to find big solutions ourselves. And when everything fails, maybe then we depend on Krishna. But pure devotees are not like that. I mean, every time we think about Prahlad Maharaj, it's amazing display of surrender. Some little thing happens to our body, we are we can't think beyond. We just so conditioned. Anyway, so these examples are we have to really seriously contemplate the nature of their surrender. It's just unimaginable. अताहमप्यात्मरिपोस्तवान्तिकं दैवेन नीतः प्रसभं त्याजितः श्रीः इदं कृतान्तान्तिकवर्तिजीवितं यया ध्रुवं स्तब्धमतिर्न बध्यते. Only by providence have I been forcibly brought under your lotus feet and deprived of all my opulence. Now, Bali Maharaj is saying only by providence. Now, who is providence? Providence is Krishna. So, in other words, it means only by your will, have I been forcibly brought under your lotus feet and deprived of all my opulence. Because of the illusion created by temporary opulence, people in general who live under material conditions, facing accidental death at every moment, do not understand that this life is temporary. Only by providence have I been saved from that condition. So, being in this illusion um, created by temporary opulence, by temporary position, fame, etc., etc. Um, People don't understand that this life is temporary. Mm. And if one has to be saved from this foolish thinking, it's just the mercy of Krishna and his devotees. If we can come to the platform of thinking, saying that anything material is just waste, it's worthless. Okay, it's fine. It's good as much as it can keep us in devotion. For example, if you have to eat and you have a place to stay, etc. Okay, fine. Not that we need to reject it. Of course, we are not so exalted as the Goswamis and our acharyas who are staying only one night under a tree. Okay, we can stay in a house, but uh, I know people staying in house and they're fully focused. Okay, what change can I make? How can I keep my house, you know, It's already neat and clean, and that's all that is enough. That's all that is required. Not that, keep changing some decoration, some this, some new, get some new stuff. Our consciousness will only be in the temporary then. And it's the same thing that I keep telling about clothes, anything material. Naturally, it brings us down to material platform, naturally. And we forget that, oh, this body for which I'm like trying so hard to keep it in good condition, presentable condition, blah, 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 is just temporary. We forget. And it's only by providence that sometimes sometimes devotees are forced to surrender. They want to surrender, but they still have material attachment, and Krishna gives them big hit. Like I was telling in weekends class, also saying, don't let, don't, it's better if we can just ourselves do the needful and surrender. Don't give it to Krishna. If you don't do it, then Krishna will take it up. And then when Krishna takes it up, then it will be very, very difficult for us to handle situation. So it's better. Just simply willingly surrender. Here what Prabhupada is saying, just simply try to follow. It's easy. Otherwise, on one end we want Krishna, we are very desirous of achieving Krishna's service, etc. On the other end, we are material attached. Then Krishna has to forcibly pull us out, and then it's very painful. It can be very painful. Hmm. Bali Maharaj appreciated the actions of the Supreme Lord. Although all the members of the demoniac families except Prahlada and Bali Maharaj considered Vishnu their eternal traditional enemy. See, Bali Maharaj appreciated the actions, meaning putting him into this kind of a situation, Bali Maharaj appreciated. Appreciated means like thanking Vamandev, that it's only by your mercy that I've been saved. As described by Bali Maharaj, Lord Vishnu was actually not the enemy of the family, but the best friend. The principle of this friendship has already been stated. Yasyaham anugrunami harishyet dhanam shanaihi. The Lord bestows special favor upon his devotee by taking away all his material opulences. And this opulence doesn't have to be money only. This opulence can be health, it can be wealth, it can be position, it can be name, fame, whatever. Krishna can take away anything. Bali Maharaj appreciated this behavior by the Lord. Therefore, he said, Daivena Nita Prasavam Tyajita Shrihi. It is to bring me to the right platform of eternal life that you put me into these circumstances. And again, these pastimes we have been repeatedly discussing this, saying it's very difficult to understand sometimes. What's going on, why it's going on, what we need to do, what we need to learn. Sometimes it can be very difficult. But we have to just remember saying that there is something that I need to learn. What that is our, sincere effort, struggle to find out what that is. Many years of struggle, always I used to end up, only ending up, my question used to end up in why me? Uh, or then thinking, saying that, okay, is this my karma phala or is this Krishna's mercy? And then realize saying that all this is useless, worthless questions. And the real question is what I need to learn from it. How does it matter? How we just want to feel nice. Oh, no, no, no. See, I've crossed karma phala. It's Krishna's mercy. But okay, we really don't know. Number one. Number two, even if we know, what is the point? By feeling proud, thinking that it is Krishna's mercy is going to make us fall down further. That's why devotees simply think that no, 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 it's Krishna's, it's just my karma phala. And Krishna is merciful that he reduced it. But the real point is about what is it that we need to learn from it. Actually, everyone should fear the so-called society, friendship, and love, for which he works so hard all day and night. Anybody fearing their family, society, friendship, and love? We have to fear because they can bind us. They can be the cause of our bondage. But at the same time, we have to do it as a matter of duty, not being materially attached to family. As devotional service, we should do. As indicated by Bali Maharaj by the word Janad Bhitaha, every devotee in Krishna consciousness should always be afraid of the common man, engaged in pursuing material prosperity. Rather, we see sometimes devotees looking at some common people and think, see, such a good life, my life is like this. But we should be afraid of what they're doing because they're going to go to hell for the way they are, attempting to earn whatever money, position, etc. Such a person is described as pramatta. Noonam pramatta kurute. Pramatta means mad. Is a madman. Such men do not know that after a hard struggle for life, one must change his body with no certainty of what kind of body he will receive next. And that he's going to lose everything, whatever he's collected. Those who are completely established in Krishna conscious philosophy and who therefore understand the aim of life will never take to the activities of this materialistic dog race. Uh, if anybody or any of you have seen a dog race, you'll understand what this is. Hmm. But if a sincere devotee somehow does fall down, the Lord corrects him and saves him from gliding down to the darkest region of his life. Uh, Prahlad Maharaj says, Adanta Gopir Vishatam Tamisram Punascharvita Charvananam. The materialistic way of life is nothing but the repeated chewing of that which has already been chewed. Although there is no profit in such a life, people are enamored of it because of uncontrolled senses. Noonam pramatta kurute vikarma. Vikarma. And they're pramatta, because they're mad, they engage in vikarma. Because of uncontrolled senses, people fully engage in sinful activities by which they get a body full of suffering. So if you have a body full of suffering, what does it mean? That you just simply engaged in sinful activities in the past. Uh, mm. So it's something which can make us humble. Bali Maharaj appreciated how the Lord had saved him from such a bewildered life of ignorance. He therefore said that his intelligence had been stunned. Stabdhamatir na buddhyate. He could not understand how the Supreme Lord favors his devotees by forcibly stopping their materialistic activities. Even in this life, we are seeing some devotees whose lives Krishna is trying to stop, but they are not stopping. And how much ever we tell them saying that this is Krishna's favor on you, give up whatever you're trying to achieve, they don't want to, unfortunately. Which is the reason why we have to surrender. We have to surrender to authorities, otherwise we are just so crazy. We don't want to listen to anybody. We just think that we are so intelligent. But it's being said here that that intelligence gets stunned. Stabdha matir. Then we can't think. Mm. So these chapters, these verses, these purports, are in one sense for those already suffering in material life. It's a new way of thinking, new vision, and for those who are not suffering, you can invite suffering. Hmm? Saying that it's the only way, it's the only sure short way to make sure that we don't glide down further. The only sure short way which will make us go towards Krishna. It is scary, no doubt, but unfortunately, we are not more intelligent than that. We, unless we are beaten, and even one funny thing about us, it's like that. It said that dog's tail, how much ever you try to straighten it, it will again curve. It's like that. So even if we are suffering, as soon as the suffering gets over, we forget. We forget what we were supposed to learn. So sometimes it is better that the suffering is prolonged. It doesn't stop immediately. Because then that repeated, hitting, then it becomes fixed in our head saying that, okay, No, no, this is the reason. This is the reason. I cannot forget this. Okay, even if Krishna, improves my condition, if suppose I forget this, then it's a waste and I lost it. So it better the suffering continue till it becomes second nature. Till that learning becomes second nature, becomes like part of our existence. That we will not forget it. Now that situation is becoming better is another danger. Mm. So we just like pramatta, we're just mad. So the only way to get us out of this madness is mercy. Krishna has to give mercy. And devotees go to Krishna saying that, please take me away from out of all problems, please help me. Which means that we are saying, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to come back to you. I just want comfortable material life. It doesn't matter if I don't reach you. I can come back again, another life. That's what it means. So don't worry about suffering. Hmm. What is the worst thing that can happen? What is the worst thing that can happen in this material world? Death. That's all. And we don't die. So what is the problem? Hmm? We don't die. A devotee never dies. Devotee can even avoid death. Krishna's will. So there is no need to get too worked up. This material things. I was telling in the other class saying that you stop worrying by stop worrying. You stop worrying by stop worrying. Stop worrying, then you'll stop worrying. Now, if you keep thinking, saying that I want to stop worrying, I'm stop worrying, then you're worrying that you have to stop worrying. No, don't stop worrying. By stopping worrying, you'll stop worrying. You stop. What should you do when you worry? You just say, Krishna, leaving it at your lotus feet. That's all. It's hard. Little small situations in our life we have to practice this. Then big situations come. Then we might fail for prolonged time. But slowly and steadily, if we are hearing Prabhupada's purports every day, we will learn. We will learn. Mm. It's just that it's just at what level we are in this learning process, right? Some of us are at neophyte stage, very small things also we are worrying, and we have to give up that worry. Then some of us are stages where big worries worry us, and there are others who don't worry about anything. So we have to go there, and that is faith in Krishna. Hmm. So Prabhupada wrote saying that devotional service means increasing faith in Krishna. That's all. There's nothing else. And the more we develop faith, the more we surrender, the more we give up our life for Guru and Krishna's pleasure. And that faith can be increased by hearing from Prabhupada and Gurus and other senior Vaishnavas, and more importantly, by associating with devotees who have more faith than us in Krishna. Mm. Very beautiful purports. I mean, just you can go on and on. Such practical. Shri Shukovacha Tasyetham bhashamanasya Sarhado Bhagavat Priyaha Ajagama Kurushrestha Rakapatirivostitaha Bhagavat Priyaha Prarada Bhagavat Priyaha. Shukadeva Goswami said, O best of the Kurus, while Bali Maharaja was describing his fortunate position in this way, the most dear devotee of the Lord, Prahlada Maharaj, appeared there like the moon rising in the night time. Just imagine. Um, so, moon rising in the night time, which means that uh, it's like the light in the darkness, bright light in the darkness. Om Agnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is that moon rising in the night time of our miserable material life. तमिन्द्रसेन स्वपितामहं श्रिया विराजमानं नलिनायते क्षणं प्रांशुं पिशङ्गाम्बरम् अञ्जनत्विषं प्रलम्बबाहुं शुभगर्षभम् ऐक्षत. Then Bali Maharaj saw his grandfather Prahlad Maharaj, the most fortunate personality, whose dark body resembled black ointment for the eyes. His tall, elegant figure was dressed in yellow garments. He had long arms and his beautiful eyes were like the petals of a lotus. He was very dear and pleasing to everyone. And this just, it looks like description of Krishna. Does that, Krishna is not described as tall. Mm. But yeah, everything else pretty much. Mm. Krishna is also very dear and pleasing to everyone. Just thinking about Krishna can make us feel happy. Very amazing personality. Tasmai balirvaruna pashayantritaha samarhanam nopajahara purvavat nanama murdhnashru vilola lochanaha savridanichi namuko babhuvaha. Being bound by the ropes of Varuna, Bali Maharaj could not offer befitting respect to Prahlad Maharaj as he had before. Rather, he simply offered respectful obeisances with his head, his eyes being inundated with tears, and his face lowered in shame. So Prahlada's presence there um, made Bali Maharaj feel ashamed of himself. Mm. And this is why this is one very, very nice thing to try and practice in our life is whenever we are doing something, just imagine your Guru Maharaj there and then decide saying that, okay, am I going to do this or not? And sometimes, we'll think about it, then we'll ignore, we'll do something and then we'll feel ashamed. And this is how we create that guilty conscience and then we try to overcome our anarthas. Always we have to think about our superior, superior, whoever is superior to us in our devotion and think if we were in their presence, would we have done this? Hmm? And then we can easily know where we are going wrong, where we are going right. Since Bali Maharaj had been arrested by Lord Vamana Dev, he was certainly to be considered an offender. Bali Maharaj seriously felt that he was an offender to the Supreme Personality, Godhead. See, certainly Prahlad Maharaj would not like this. Therefore, Bali Maharaj was ashamed and hung his head. Hmm. For two reasons. One is that he gave a promise which he is not able to fulfill. Of course, now he is trying to fulfill that. And the other and deeper reason was already revealed partially by Bali Maharaj that he was full of pride about his position, false prestige. So, for both reasons, possibly Bali Maharaj is feeling ashamed in front of Prahlada. स तत्र हासीनम् उदीक्ष्य सत्पतिं हरिं सुनन्दाद्यनुगैरुपासितम् उपेत्य भूमौ शिरसा महामना ननाम मूर्ध्ना पुलकाश्रु विक्लवः. When the great personality Prahlad Maharaj saw that the Supreme Lord was sitting there, surrounded and worshipped by his intimate associates like Sunanda. Now, Prahlad Maharaj is seeing a different picture altogether. Yeah. He was overwhelmed with tears of jubilation. Approaching the Lord and falling to the ground, he offered obeisances to the Lord with his head. Now, till now, there was no mention of Sunanda. Nanda and Sunanda are intimate associates of the Lord in Vaikuntha. So there is no mention of Sunanda. When Prahlad Maharaj came, he is seeing Sunanda there. Hmm. So Prabhupada has not written a purport here. Could mean that he is seeing the Lord in the spiritual world. Uh, and he was overwhelmed with tears of jubilation. Hmm. Pulaka Ashru Viklavaha. Viklavaha means agitated. Hmm. It's okay to be agitated by love of Krishna. Get agitated, meaning we can't We can't sit idle. Not that we are in Rajoguna, but that agitates us. We want to do something. We want to please Krishna. We want to please Guru, and we can't just simply sit. You know? That's a good sign. So approaching the Lord and falling to the ground, he offered obeisances to the Lord with his head. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Tvayaiva dattam padamaindramurjitam mritam tadevadya tathaiva shobhanam manye mahanasya krito hyanugraho vibramshito yet shriya atma mohanat. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, my Lord, it is your Lordship who gave this bali. Prabhupada is translating, who gave this bali. Huh? Um, who gave this bali the very great opulence of the post of heavenly king. And now today, it is you who have taken it all away. I think you have acted with equal beauty in both ways. Because his exalted position as king of heaven was putting him in the darkness of ignorance. You've done him a very merciful favor by taking away all his opulence. So this was the problem. The reason why Vamana Dev had to do all this was because Bali Maharaj was becoming falsely proud because of his position as king of heaven. Yasyaham manugruhnami harishye taddanam chanai. How many times Prabhupada has quoted this? It is by the mercy of the Lord that one gets all material opulence. But if such material opulence causes one to become puffed up and forget the process of self-realization, the Lord certainly takes all the opulence away. Lord bestows mercy upon his devotee by helping him find out his constitutional position by giving this kind of punishment. For that purpose, the Lord is always ready to help the devotee in every way. He can help in every way. But material opulence is sometimes dangerous because it diverts one's attention to false prestige by giving one the impression that he is the owner and master of everything he serves. Although actually this is not the fact. To protect a devotee from such a misunderstanding, the Lord, showing special mercy, sometimes takes away his material positions. Yasyaham manugruhnami harishye taddanam shane. Okay, so I'll stop here. I need to go. Yeah, so we should always see the beauty of Krishna's hands in our life. Whether it is our karma phala or whether it is Krishna's mercy, it's always Krishna's mercy for devotees. Because Krishna is doing whatever is required to take away our material attachment so that we can become more attached to him, more attracted towards him. Whatever little material attraction, little or more material attraction we might have, if Krishna really wants to show us mercy, he will take it away. If he doesn't want to show mercy, when will Krishna not want to show mercy? When we don't want mercy. The only condition. The only condition when Krishna will not show mercy is when we don't want mercy. But if we really want mercy, then Krishna will give his greatest mercy by taking away something that we possess, which he knows is the distraction for us. It could be anything. And that's why we should not be positively materially attached, negatively materially attached. Means what? We say one is I am attached to family. The other is saying that I don't want this. I don't want something material. Is also an attachment. And Krishna will take it away. By doing what? By giving that which you don't want. So Krishna has his ways. So just simply we have to understand, saying that we have to give up all positive, negative, material likings, dislikes, everything has to be given up. Our focus has to be just Krishna's pleasure. Okay, whatever, Krishna, whatever you want. I didn't want to deal with money, Krishna put me in a position to deal with money. I didn't want to deal with construction, Krishna is putting me in a position to deal with construction. So I know it's just okay. He just wants to take away all whatever nonsense, negative attachments I have, he wants to take it away. Okay, done. Fine. So just trust Krishna. It's difficult, but it's required. Otherwise, we can't go back to him. What will you go back to him if you don't have full trust in him? Hmm? So just trust him. Okay, I'll end here. There are any no questions? Okay, I need to go. Okay, so we can continue this discussion. You can keep contemplating about what we've been discussing. Amazing verses, amazing purports. So you can make a note. Maybe we can discuss once. Prahlad's few more verses will end this conversation, and then yeah, if there's anything still outstanding, because a lot of things Prabhupada explains in these purports. So if there's still something outstanding after that, we can discuss. Okay, so I'll end now. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौरव भक्तवृंद की जय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय।